Good evening, gentle listener, and welcome to Distractible, a Wood Elf production. This week, Bob gives copious convincing head, but oddly doesn't like fluffers, sneeman, or ball bashing. World Supreme Wade has prissy digits and likes soft things, not hard boners in his mouth. Mark opens the Urban Dictionary and drops a failed college dating story and develops breast milk ice cream. Yes, it's time for the ick. Now sit back and prepare to be distracted and enjoy the show.
Hello and welcome to Distractible, the only podcast that you'd ever need in your life to get you through your sorry, sad, so sad, very sorry, sad days. I'm your host, Mark. I won last week, which means that I'm going to be the judge. And if you've never been here on Distractible, you know that me as the judge, well, you don't know. Wait, I'm assuming a lot of things. You don't know that me as the judge am judging my fellow not hosts. Wow, we used to have a script for this. Oh, man. These other two human beings that are not in the room with me, but I'm hearing their voice in my head, and now you are too. Bob and Wade!
Hello!
Hey, that was very clear, concise, and I understood it perfectly.
Everybody confused?
If you've never been here, you know what's going on.
Yeah, no, I love the idea of Mark as a teacher. Day one of the semester, he walks in and he's like, you've all never been here, so you should know my name is Mark. And if you definitely already don't know, this class is Space 106.
Here's your final exam.
We'll be taking the final today, and the rest of the semester we'll spend learning all the stuff you should have already known.
I'm handing out your syllabus. It's multiple choice. There you go.
As you hand each student the syllabus, you got a B. Good luck. You got a C-. I am having been disappointed. I will am having been disappointed. You know what I mean.
Yes, of course. Anyway, so how are you guys doing on this fine, lovely Tuesday? Monday.
Quite good.
I'm very tired.
Yeah, Wade's had a long night.
This non-baby life is exhausting.
I can only imagine, man.
Oh, man.
You guys are never going to guess what my small talk is about for today.
Different types of beer you've had whenever you've gone to local breweries in your area lately?
Mm.
Yeah, for all the times I've gone outside of my house while the sun was up. Yes. No, actually, though, I have a 1-month-old baby, listeners, so that's what's happening. But also, cold fusion.
Oh.
I was wondering if Mark would have heard about this.
That I did, but that was unexpected. Is your baby involved in cold fusion somehow?
Well, yeah, the baby has stirred so much cold emptiness in his heart that he has caused cold fusion internally.
Wow.
The baby will someday live in a world powered by cold fusion where the energy is unlimited and the problems are all different and socially... What?
Did we talk about this last week with the fusion thing?
What?
Did we?
I thought we brought up... Never mind, maybe I'm dreaming it. Go ahead.
I meant to bring it up last week, but I don't know if you've heard. I've had a baby. But no, the Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory achieved a positive net gain fusion I don't know the words, but they essentially made a fusion reaction happen where more energy was created than they put into it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a scientific first and establishes the fundamental principle that cold fusion is actually possible and could be a harnessable power source of almost infinite supply with basically no waste product, as far as I understand it. That's probably not true, but
Love
I
that.
swear we talked to my chat audience, the viewer, listeners, whoever you are.
Ooh.
Let us know in the subreddit that if we did.
Why don't you let me take over?
I know
buddy?
it feels like a long time for me, but it's only been a week since we've been together doing this, right?
Sorry, Mark, I forgot your intro was so much cleaner than what I just said.
You know, I feel like it's just establishing the theme of the episode today. And I'm going to circle back into a perfect segue.
Are we getting older?
Well, it's something to that. Look, I just got to say, people have started to notice the quality is always good, but the content is inconsistent and circular. It's actually shaped like a full circle. They've noticed that we've been repeating some topics these days, and we've been talking about the same things.
No, we haven't.
Over and over again.
You know what? They're just complaining, which sounds like a bad habit, and we're gonna do an episode about that one day.
Someday we will. And they've been so kind to provide a list of new video or episode ideas.
They're so tired of our shit. They're giving us topics now.
Yeah, so I pulled up a list here of things that we could talk about, and the various things that they've talked about is do an episode about getting older. So that's pretty cool.
I like that one.
Talking about childhood stories, there was that one. We could talk about our college days. Now, hear me out. Mark hosts, and he could talk about his college days. Pretty sure Bob was there, so he could help too. Okay, haven't done that before.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
However, there is one here that I'm going to steal that was not actually highly rated, that I have confirmed we have never done before, and this will be
I hope that's accurate.
God, I really hope so. I haven't. I actually haven't double checked too hard.
But you confirmed. It's confirmed.
Yeah. Should I wait?
By experts.
Should I bowl forward, or should I ask if we've done this before?
No. Keep going. Never ask.
All right. We're gonna. Oh, God, now I'm not sure. Oh, God. Today's topic is about phobias. Have we? Oh, no. Oh, no.
No, not yet.
No, well, how similar to a fear is a phobia?
Oh, no.
I seem to recall there may be an episode of this podcast.
Fears and fetishes.
Fears and fetishes.
Fears and fetishes.
Fetish.
That's very different. That's very different.
I agree. It's
That's...
almost like a good bad habit versus just a
no,
regular bad habit.
No.
Those are basically the same words.
No.
Or getting older despite we're not getting younger.
No. There's.
No, let's do phobia. Beautiful. Let me just see what I said last time we didn't talk about this.
There was something else that I discovered here that I wanted to address. There was another subreddit that I found in my process of doing intense, strenuous research for this topic episode. It's a subreddit called World Wade Supremacy.
Excuse me?
Wade, did you know this exists? Did you make this?
I don't remember. I'm getting older.
It's actually just Wade with like a 24 alternate accounts.
It is strange because it is a subreddit that's entirely dedicated to you, Wade.
I didn't know this existed. 251 members. That's 100 more people than there are Pokemon in the world, right?
Wow. Yes.
I don't know that actually offhand.
There's a lot more than 150 Pokemon. That was the original.
Well, those are the only ones I count.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the only good ones.
I agree, because that's before the Dark type came and ruined my psychics.
I don't like Trash Can Dave.
I don't even know what that means.
And Puddle of Water.
I know you don't, buddy. I know you don't.
Look, I looked at every single Pokemon. I still couldn't tell you who's who, so I don't know what anything's going on down there.
Do you at least remember the ones that you'd fuck?
If I saw them again, I definitely would. I'm sure that if I went through all 800 and something, I would be very consistent with my choice of which one I would bone. I'm almost sure about that.
I like that as an experiment. Once a week, every week for like half a year, do the same Smash or Pass Pokemon one. See how consistent you are with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfection.
Well, besides that,
is this what my brain is like? What this subreddit is like?
it is a little concerning, some of those, but at least it's not like a super, way over the top kind of adoration that you might see in other subreddits. So, very nice. But that being said, I do have some other part that's not particularly phobia related, because as people who have been listening to this know, that's not the name of this episode. The name of this episode is called The Ick. Wade, I'm going to play something for you.
That is very uncomfortable. It's like someone's trying to squeak styrofoam in my ears, but it also sounds like someone's chasing a cat with a squirt bottle.
It is, in fact, styrofoam.
Yeah, that's not the squeaky noise, but that's definitely like the someone's trying to rub it together and it's not quite making the noise that kills me yet.
All right,
It's the too crumbly styrofoam sound.
Oh, God. It made me tense up. Like, I really tensed up when I heard it there.
Okay.
Remember when we used to do in-person streams and I would always bring my monitor packed in styrofoam and it was so funny?
Yeah, great time.
So funny.
It was so funny.
Everybody loved it.
You know, that's one of the worst things about growing up was everyone's so excited to like get their new toy or new thing and open it up. And it's like the part I dread the most, because if it's packed in styrofoam, I either have to suffer through it or have someone else do it for me. It's just the exit. It's just the dread.
You got new technology for Christmas this past month, and you had the box in front of you, and you were like, Molly,
I do that sometimes.
can you open my toy?
There's a certain like I don't know how to describe it, but even like the thicker styrofoam, sometimes it's like, okay, this is bad, but I can do it. And sometimes I just like I lay a finger on it to see if I can pull that one out. It's like, no, I can't do this one, and I have to leave and let someone else do it.
Well, Wade, how about this?
It's not pleasant, but it's not.
That's
Oh God.
I don't have a thing about styrofoam, but that was unpleasantly squeaky. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Some of the squeaks were definitely close to the styrofoam squeak, and some of them just sounded like you were stepping on a squeaker toy.
What if I play both of them at once?
Okay, I can't do that one. I can't do that. I took my headphones off. I can't hear you guys.
Wade is
Okay, all
actively trying not to throw up right now from that
Okay.
sound.
So
Hey, Mark's not lit up anymore, so I think I'm safe.
you're safe. I'm not doing it anymore. So what this episode is about the ick. It's very different from a phobia. So this is a patently different idea than just phobias.
Yep.
And I do want to credit the person that said, I just closed the tab.
Control Shift T, Mark, quick.
Control Shift. Oh, you're right.
Alt F4.
You're right. Hold on. Oh no. Oh, it uncollapsed all the topics. Where the hell?
I meant to
no.
search for the ick, and I just searched for Alt F4. God damn it.
Okay, got it. So it's nothing and no one here on Reddit. This one did not get that many upvotes, but I think it's very good because the ick is different. Sometimes you can get the ick from a lot of different things. It could be a singular source that repeats. For Wade, it's styrofoam. For me, it's the top felt of cars, amongst many other things. Like if there's like an old car from the 90s, it's got those felt roofs. Some new cars have them too. But if I
Like the
touch them,
faux velour texture.
yeah. If I touch them with my finger, it's not even so much the sound, but the sound is bad. But if I touch it myself, it's even worse. I imagine, Wade, that's the same with styrofoam. Like the sound's bad.
Yeah.
Touching it would be even worse.
I'm not afraid of styrofoam. I'm not afraid of cotton balls, but like pulling a cotton ball apart or hearing styrofoam. Yeah, those.
Oh, I love cotton balls coming apart.
No! Oh, God. Oh.
It's like a worm is massaging my ear brain.
I can hear it in my head. I can feel it in my teeth.
Yeah.
You feel it in your teeth, right?
Yeah, only if you bite it with your teeth.
That sounds like you're deep throating their microphone. That doesn't sound like that.
No, that sounds like this. Don't laugh at that. That's the cheapest, dumbest shit. As I was doing it, I was like, nah, shouldn't have done that.
Who was listening to this episode at work? Because now you're fired.
I hope someone's mom walked in the room right at that moment. I don't know about those.
Oh, what do you?
Mom, that caught me off guard. I'm gonna give you 2 points for that. That caught me really off guard.
Well done.
Worth it.
Yeah. Anyway, Wade, I'll give you 1 just for making you listen to the styrofoam and using you
Oh,
as an
thanks. I'm
example.
glad that my actual suffering's worth 1 point.
Well,
That's fair.
why do you sound sarcastic about
I had
it?
to put the whole microphone in my mouth.
Oh, goddamn.
Yeah.
Well, impressive.
Yeah, what Bob just went through versus what I went through are very equal.
Oh, take your point away. God damn it, Wade.
Yeah, that's right. Take another one.
All right, -1.
Good. Thanks.
I see we've circled back to the beginning of this show.
Yeah,
Wade.
Bitter Wade is here all of a sudden. It's crazy how that happens.
Classic Wade moment.
All right, well, Wade's at a rocking -1 and Bob's at +2. We haven't even started the episode yet.
We haven't? I thought we were being icky.
No.
He was just setting it up.
Yeah,
that
I
was
was-
just the
I was setting it up. Yeah, now I'm kicking it off.
Introduction.
Oh, introduction.
Yeah.
I'm not giving you a point for that.
Oh.
But
Like, how do you feel if I tell you to visualize a cow hoof without the hoof part?
oh, why are you doing that?
Oh, sorry. Does that make you feel icky here and lose 3 points?
Well, I guess that's true. All right, I'll take 3 points away from me.
Yeah, good. All right, glad we're on the same page.
All right, the score is Bob 2, Wade -1, me at -3. This is probably my worst performance yet on an episode.
Good.
Well, you're not losing, so that's pretty good.
That
Wade.
is true. But what I'm going to pass it off is to you guys for this. So it's not necessarily tryptophobia or phobias in general. These are things that could be texture-based, food-based, feeling-based, clothing-based, like bad clothing on your skin, things that give you the ick, things if you eat too much of. So there are certain things that give you the ick where if you eat too much of it, you suddenly realize, like, I've never hated this more in my life if you get past a certain point. A certain food's up to a certain point, the most delicious thing in the world, then suddenly I wish I was dead, that kind of feel.
Oh, yeah.
I've got an example right off the top of my head.
Bob, do you have an example right off the top of your head?
I've been thinking I have a couple. Yeah, I've got some. I think I have a kind of controversial one too. I'm interested to see what people think about it.
Do you guys think that you could put this in a title format to see who goes first? Then we'll just go back and forth from there, so we don't do titles for all of them.
Okay. Yeah, I have a title.
Yeah, sure. I got one.
All right, I'm ready.
It's ruined.
I like it. Okay, Bob.
All right, actually, I need a prop for this. Hang on.
Oh my God.
That's my title.
I don't like it. I pick Wade's.
That microfiber cloth was very dusty. God damn.
What did you do to it?
I put it in my mouth.
There's a lot of things going in your mouth this episode. I feel like we need to switch topics.
Nope.
Just what can we put in Bob's mouth?
I mean,
We are not putting anything in my mouth. I'm putting things in my mouth.
Well, we're a team. We should decide by a vote.
You're right. Let's put it to a vote.
I say aye. Aye.
I say aye. Bob?
I don't even know what we're voting
He
on,
said
so
aye. I heard aye.
He
He said
We're
aye.
even put stuff in Bob's mouth.
All right. When we eventually move to video format, we will do that. When we do that in the future.
All right, I'll remember that for that.
The subreddit
later.
will remember, unfortunately, too. They said they were going to put stuff in Bob's mouth.
Where is it? I've been counting the days, crossing off my... Anyway, Wade, take over.
All right. Just literally yesterday, I got an order of chicken and dumplings from a restaurant, not Cracker Barrel, but like a different restaurant, and I was so excited to eat it. And like, I went to take a bite, and you know how like the dumplings normally have like that, I don't know how else to call it, other than like a noodly dumpling texture. And the chicken is usually like little chicken bites, and you cut them up, and you just have a bite of like both, and it's so good with like the gravy and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
But I encountered that horrible feeling of, okay, this is some overcooked mushy food, I can't wait to eat it, and then you bite into something that you can't break with your teeth, like your mouth hits that feeling. It's like,
oh no,
it's like, what is it? What is in my mouth that isn't soft chewy chicken or dumpling?
Oh no.
And I pulled something out, and there was a bone of some kind. I don't know what, but it was right in my food.
Well,
And I was almost relieved to see it was a bone, but then it still
Yeah.
made me want to gag and throw up.
that's kind of what you hope it is.
Yeah. Like, oh no, depleted uranium. Oh shit.
The worst is for me is this will happen sometimes if it's something like soup or like chicken and dumplings, something like that, where it's kind of like you said, kind of mushy. You like get that sense crunch in your mouth, and I'll spit it in my hand just to like avoid making a hole.
Yeah.
And then I look and it's all just mushy stuff, and so I'm looking and I'm like, there's nothing crunchy in here.
Yeah, it's like, what the hell is it? Yeah.
This is all just like mushy chicken and dumpling.
And then you want to break it apart to find it, but yeah.
But you're at a table with other people, or in
Exactly.
public or whatever. Yeah,
And they
I like
judge
that
you or whatever.
way worse, because eventually you're just like, throw it out, I guess. We put it on my napkin and assume I'm fine. It's fine.
Just that moment of unexpected texture in your mouth is like the biggest icky feeling. And then the rest of the meal, you're just sitting there waiting for something like that to happen again. And like, you just cannot enjoy the meal like you were.
I see.
I have an accompanying one to this.
All right.
We're all wingmen. We all enjoy a good chicken wing.
Right, of course. I was like,
We love a chicken.
We all
wing.
help each other get laid.
Yeah. This is not the same, but it's similar for me. I eat traditional wings. I like traditional wings on the bone. When you take a huge bite and you're trying to like get a chomp a bite off of a chicken wing, but the bone is like broken inside. So you get like a huge bite, but then the wing breaks in half. And the like marrow of the bone kind of ploops out, and I just don't know what to do with that. It sort of ruins it for me. It's not the same, but it's not unsimilar.
yeah. Okay. I kind of like, I actually enjoy I guess you can't really eat the marrow out of that one. So I guess it wouldn't really, I've never looked at it that way. Because whenever I've seen wings and they break apart all the time because they're chickens that they're raised are unhealthy and too much meat and they're way too
These
heavy.
are
And,
elderly chicken wings. They've got osteoporosis.
well, not because they're elderly, that's for sure. I don't think those chickens make it to old age. But that's another story for another depressing day. But I do agree, like some things can do that. But I do agree, Wade, having something just like up here in your food that's not supposed to be there, just a weird crunch, a textural dissonance.
Unexpected texture of any kind. Yeah.
Yeah, it's no good. So 2 points for that.
Thanks.
All right, Bob, what do you got? What's your ick? What ick?
All right. Well, so I'm leaning with the one I think will be controversial because, as far as I know, this is something that people generally really like.
Okay.
This is a texture thing with food. But for me, There's something about this version of this food that's too like slimy and like, I don't know, chewy in a bad way, but also not chewy. It's marshmallow fluff. You know, you can buy a jar that's like gooey marshmallow. It's like the inside of a marshmallow, but you can scoop it and put on, you know, you make like a fluffernutter, which is like a sandwich with peanut butter, marshmallow fluff, and I think bananas on it, or maybe just peanut butter and marshmallow. And it's weird because I like marshmallows normally. With the like coating on the, whatever, the sugary coating on the outside, totally fine. Even toasted marshmallows where they get all melty and gooey. That's like a whole different consistency from the weird, like artificial, kind of fluffy, kind of slimy, kind of goopy texture that like jars of marshmallow fluff has. Even touching it makes me ick.
I've never had it outside of mixed into hot chocolate or like made into baked goods. I've never just had marshmallow fluff by itself.
Okay. Well, that's interesting because
maybe
like
I was wrong.
No, that would be like, I personally am like, that fantastic. You get it between your fingers and you like rub it around and you see it stretch and then you eat it.
God.
No, but I mean, like, I understand. Like, that's fine.
Yeah, it's kind of like snot or semen.
No, what?
or Sneeman. You guys ever mixed up some Sneeman?
No! I'm canceling this conversation. I'm averting it because I'm getting away. Get away. So the
CMOT.
No, stop. Shut up. Will, silence them again. Put in elevator music till it comes back to normal. All right, we're back. We've come back because I want to, shifting gears a little bit away from food ick, because food ick's one thing, but the current definition of the ick that is probably known for people is less about food and more about vibes, right? I'm going to read you the Urban Dictionary entry for the ick. And it's got word here that I've never heard in my life. You could be on the chirpsy. I don't know what that means. With a guy, CHIRPSE. This entry was made in...
now I know what it is.
This entry was made in 2017. It's apparently just to flirt with someone.
Oh, okay.
Okay, some guy off the train was chirpsing me the other day was the example. That was made in 2005. So this is old.
Oh, it's an English slang word. It's a London English slang word. That's why we don't know it.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, I guess that makes sense. This is just the top voted one. Anyway, you could be on the chirpsy with a guy or girl. Everything seems to be going fine. You think you like them, but then you suddenly catch the ick. From then on, you can't look at the person in the same way. You just progressively get more and more turned off by them, weirdly, and maybe for no reason in particular grossed out by them. You'll cringe at the thought of you and them together. Nothing will be the same. You won't be able to do it any longer and eventually have to cut it off. Courtesy of Olivia from Love Island, apparently. I don't know. Whatever. So I want to know about like the icks beyond just like food. So it could be like dating, which is the predominant, I think, definition of the ick. Have you ever been on a date and you like just discover like, ooh, man, this is no bueno. This is no bueno at all.
I actually don't think I have, but I think it's because I've dated so few people.
Yeah, I've not gone on many just regular dates. I've gone like on a handful, but I feel like in my mind, mostly it'll be dudes that would be ick. I've not encountered that many girls that give like that ick feeling.
I have a story about this if you guys need some time to...
You have a dating story or just a general story? Oh,
no, dating story, yeah. Again, I don't want to say any names because I'm sure they're perfectly lovely and whatever, but at the time it was just like an instant, this is done kind of thing. So this is college, like sometime in the middle of college. Bob, you never would have met this person. Because it was
You
like,
say, Bob, you've never been to college.
you've never been to college before, right, Bob? Yeah, you're not a college guy.
No.
No. I would remember. I would remember that.
Yeah.
But it was like a few dates in, and you know, it was okay. But there was one time I remember very distinctly. I was on a call because she had gone on some trip, like a cruise or something, and basically, you know, we weren't like official or anything. It was just like a few dates, so it was like whatever trip. I'm a very trusting guy. Yada yada. We were on a call, and you know, she's telling me about the trip and like how it was. And then she gets to this point where it's like, yeah, we were having a great time. You know, we're, you know, having drinks. We had some food. And then, you know, later on, the people were doing body shots off me. And it like just said super casually like that. And I was like, wait, what? I was like, yeah, I was up on the table and, you know, like they were pouring shots on me. And then people were just like taking body shots. And for like, I don't know about you guys, but that instantly gave me the ick. And I was just like, the thought of like someone that I was dating just being like, okay, that seems interesting. And I was completely, instantly over it. like very much over it from that moment. And it was like almost immediately after I was like, this is not going to work out. I don't think it's
hold on. You'd save a lot of money on dishes. You'd have some bonding experiences with like some communal drinking. I feel like this is a positive.
All right. Okay. I didn't think of it that way. You might be right about that. And I got no judgment against if you're the type you go out and party, you want people to do body shots off of you. That's totally fine. I don't want
other applications. If you can do body shots off them, you could probably also do like milk and cereal. You can make oatmeal. You have a whole smorgasbord right in this person. Sorry, go on.
No,
I'm just thinking of the possibilities.
No, that's kind of it. There's no going on from it.
Oh, I can think of more foods.
Yeah, go for it. I'll give you a point for every food.
My God, what if like the toilets are down? You could use them as a bathroom. Like there's all kinds of uses.
No, I'm taking away a point.
What? Sorry, did that give you the ick?
Yes, that gave me the ick. I don't think this is going to work out, Wade. Let's replace you with Bob Huku. We replace him.
What about my body shot?
All right, but anyway, you guys understand that? That was for me the moment of the ick. It wasn't even like it was just over the phone too, but it was just kind of like, okay, it's not gonna work, and I just couldn't approach the relationship the same way after that.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I've got one person example I can think of. I remember in high school or junior high, I think it was junior high, I was like part of the basketball team, and there was a couple that everyone always thought was like a cute couple. I was like, oh, they seem like a good couple. And the dude was like really sweet to her and she seemed happy and everything. But like there was a day where they like said their goodbyes, did like their sweet little kiss or whatever and separated. And then like the dude joined the team. And like the moment he came over, he just immediately started talking like this big douchebag, like about the girl, like, oh man, yeah, I'm tapping that. It's fucking fantastic. It was just like this huge shift in like how he acted. And it was like he had a complete facade with her. And then like the real creepy douchebag self came out like when he was away from her. And that made me feel super fucking icky. I don't know if you've ever encountered that guy that like acts like a sweet normal dude or whatever. I don't know if that's normal dude, a sweet dude. And but then like whenever it's just the guys, like his actual like shitty personality comes out. I don't know.
Weird. Yeah. No, I definitely knew someone like that who was just like outside of any social circumstance, he was just like fine. But whenever there was other girls in the room, he would just start shitting on every other guy as hard as possible. Like, I don't know what his strategy was. He was just the biggest douchebag. Like I didn't like him. I hate this guy. But he's just like, just in general, just fucking, I didn't understand he'd be talking to a girl and then feel the need to turn around to me or any other guy and just put them down, insult them right then and there.
Yeah, that same kind of thing.
Yeah, just very strange. Maybe it was the same guy.
I was wondering, is this went to the same school? It might be.
Yeah, anyway.
Let's say his name on 3 and totally ruin his life.
I don't remember his name.
I don't remember the name either.
Well, maybe, okay, let's just say a random name. And if we say the same name, then subconsciously we've purged it out. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, Greg.
Bobby.
Jason.
All right, well, I guess not.
I guess it's all guys.
All right, Bob, how about you?
Mine is not, I mean, it is a specific person that I've encountered, but it's more than one. And it's more of like a archetype of person. And this is not so much a thing as an adult, I guess. But growing up, going all the way through college, there was a certain vibe that people could give off where I would immediately get the ick very aggressively and like reconsider ever hanging around with them again. And it was that friend or that group of friends where you're just hanging out, like you're in somebody's dorm room playing a game or whatever, you're just hanging out totally normally, nothing crazy is happening, and then the guy or the group will begin doing something like smacking each other in the nuts really hard. And then just laughing about it, and the whole group laughs about it, and it's just like a thing, right? At any moment hanging around this person or these people, you have to be ready to get hit in the nuts by something or have them like try and stick their finger up your butthole or all this like weird juvenile stuff. Even when I was young, because like that sounds like middle school behavior to me. I don't know how that strikes everyone else, but that sounds like kids like being weird and you know, douchebags to each other. I experienced people like this all the way through college and a little bit after college. And anytime that behavior came out, I immediately went from like, these guys are okay, whatever, we're friends, to like, I need to leave. this is the wrong vibe for me, and I don't understand that vibe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, just like people that instantly show who they are. Like just small things can reveal what they are, and you're just like, okay, I see this.
And I guess it's a thing for me too of like that specific behavior. If you have a group of friends and you all want to do that, like, you know, it's kind of like the way the Jackass guys are maybe not as much anymore with each other. Like they're just like that, right? They're just they think it's funny to like get hurt and do stuff and shave each other's hair, whatever. Just not for me.
Yeah,
you can do that. It's fine. I might silently judge you, but big ick.
Yeah,
that's a tough part about growing up though, is when you're around, well, I don't know what age you're referring to exactly, because yeah, that can happen any age. I know people are still like that, but when you're the friend that doesn't like it and like all your other friends want to be cool, so then like, yeah, you get that peer pressure aspect of like, I'll just be cool, dude, it's just a joke, and it's like,
yeah,
I don't like it.
Yeah, it always comes to that moment
Awful feeling
where someone does something to me and I'm like, stop. Like, this is not funny. Stop. I don't like that. And the whole rest of their group, exactly like what you're saying, is like, oh, come on, man. It's a joke. It's just lighten up. And I'm like, don't kick me in the nuts. That's not a joke. It hurts.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I've definitely had several friend groups where that was kind of the vibe. Same reaction to all of them.
Man, I think it can apply to definitely things outside of like romantic relationships. It's just like any relationship. You can just get a bad feeling. I think I talked about. No. I was just gonna say. I think I talked about like in that hotel this one time, and I just got these like bad vibes from the person working the desk. I couldn't explain it at all. And this isn't me repeating a topic. I'm addressing the fact that I probably talked about this before, but it's just like, no. It's just like, that's it. It was the ick. I couldn't explain it, but it just like instantly something about it, unconscious. It's not like there's even like a book to understand really body language or I don't know, fucking pheromones maybe. Who knows? Just like bad vibes. Bad vibes.
Or phobia moans.
No. The episode wasn't even called phobias. It was called fears and fetishes, and these are very different things.
Pheromone. Fear dishes.
Just say what you got. Say what you came to say.
So I remember going to Indie PopCon one year, and I was walking around outside, just like walking around the city. And we like went to lunch or whatever. And actually, I like downtown Indianapolis a lot. And I think I was wearing like a Bengals shirt or something, or a I think it was UC Bearcat shirt. And this guy's like, "Yo, UC Bearcats, awesome! I went to UC." He's like, "Oh, awesome! That's awesome, dude." He's like, "Yeah, did you like watching the Bob Huggins?" Like, we small talked about the Bearcats, and I was like, "Oh, this is really cool. Running into a Cincinnati dude who's talking to me about sports." And then came by the way, can you loan me like, I don't know, $20 or something? And it's like, oh no. Like he buttered me up, started this conversation, was like talking about sports. I was like, oh, this is really cool. It's just a random person having a nice conversation. And then it became like, can I have money? Or like salespeople, whenever they like, you start to like, you're like, no, actually we like the dude who came to my house trying to do the bug thing. And I was like, actually we just had it done because we had. And he's like, can I come in and see the receipt? Just, I don't know. There's a certain like moment salespeople, or I guess people that are like looking for money, they get to where it's just like they cross a line where it goes from like, okay, well, this is at least a normal conversation to like just ick. That gave me, both of those situations gave me ick. Having like a 5-minute conversation with somebody about sports turning into like, hey, can I have $20? Just like, ugh, come on.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just makes you feel used.
Oh yeah,
you feel like a used tissue or something.
Yeah, it was like, I think I talked about this story too, and we could tell other stories. I feel like we have to defend this every time. But I talked about like I was at Chipotle, and there was this guy who was like asked like if I could buy him a burrito, and I was like, yeah, absolutely, like sure, let's do it. I was decided to be generous that day and take him in, and then he orders 3 burritos, and I was like, I can't. I'm a college student. I can't afford this. I can barely afford. I was just trying to be generous, and then he like orders it, he gets them all, and then he gets to the cashier, and just like as soon as the food's in the bag, he grabs a bag out of the cashier's hand and he walks out the door. Or was it 2? Might have just been 2. But either way, like it's more than the one that I agreed to purchase, and then he walks away from it and I'm just left there. I had to pay for 3 burritos because I got one myself. That was it. Yeah. It was like, man, I'm trying to help, and I just get used at the end of it, and it's like, it's just unfortunate. But anyway.
Yeah.
All right. More
icky.
More icks.
Does it have to be people related?
No.
More icks.
What about that feeling whenever you're just like, I don't know, normally walking around doing stuff, and then like you make your hand into a fist, and then just all of a sudden 2 of your fingers are sticking together, and you have no idea where the sticky came from. Like it could be from a door handle, could be from touching like a wrapper, a soda. You try to remember what it was you touched that might have been sticky, and like that icky feeling of like, what is on my hands, what is on my finger. I don't like getting my hands dirty. Once they're like dirty, it's fine, but like the process of like having clean hands and then something gets on them that makes them dirty or sticky, that gives me the ick like every time.
Oh no, is this Sneeman? Oh god, how'd that get on me?
It could be either one. Could be Schnit.
The bag of Sneeman I had in my pocket's leaking. Plus, what am I gonna eat later now?
Oh no. Well, that would definitely
Sneer wax.
I need you to stop.
Snoop.
Well, you said Schnit earlier, so I think that qualifies.
Oh, but Snoop is cuter.
I don't know if it's cute. Any of it's
If
cute.
someone came up to you and was like, "Hey, do you want some Schnit?" You would be like, "No, I don't think so." But if someone came up and was like, "Hey, you want to share some Snoop?" You'd be like,
I think I would say no either way because it's still mucusy shit.
Well, you don't know that.
Well, you don't get to see what it is. It's the word. You're assessing the word first.
Yeah.
Also, the phrase mucusy shit I think just gave me the ick. So, yay.
Yeah, good, great. Yeah, all of this is giving me the ick.
You ever just talking and then you say something out loud
Yes,
and
I
then
do.
you're just like, "Oh, ick."
Yes, I do.
Yeah, this podcast.
Oh God, distractible. Ick.
I don't know if we did this on purpose. I didn't, but specifically in the subreddit over the last couple weeks, people were really complaining about all the mucus talk we had going on. And
Oh, good. Well, thanks. The whole episode about it.
very specifically, we're like, I'm fine with everything: baby poop, facials, butt chugging, but mucus, too far, guys. Really gross. So we circled back to it just for you.
No, that's not what it is, because I said food was like a very, or anything liquid, whatever. It's not my fault. The ick has a definition that is most commonly known is due to relationships and people. It's related to vibes. It's not necessarily about goop. Mucus.
No, that's fine. You know, I mean, this is like the coldest take. This is in the deep freeze as far as takes go, but I would say the main place I experienced the ick, my ick, some ick, an ick, whatever, is on social media. And I feel like there's a lot of ways on social media that it presents itself. But I think the one that's been happening a lot over the last, I don't know, 5 to 10 years, however long Twitter has really been blown up and being a thing, is when someone that I follow, celebrity, expert, journalist, whatever, someone that I follow who I was like, oh, this person posts really good stuff about this video game I like. So I'll follow them just to get the good updates on what's going on. And then they'll just post something that's like not necessarily even related to their main thing, unrelated to their games journalism.
Yeah.
But it's just like a really fucking out there personal take or like conspiracy theory stuff, like something where they post it and it's not related to anything they've ever talked about. And I read it and I'm like, oh, ugh.
Yeah.
I value your opinion, and it doesn't necessarily make me stop following them, but it goes from this thing where I'm like, I follow this person. It'd be cool if I met them at like a convention someday or something like it. To like, God, I hope I never run into you on the street.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Are you talking about a specific tweet that I have pulled up right now?
No.
Oh.
No, this has happened to me with
we know what that is?
No.
This has happened to me with several like personalities and people that I have followed where, you know, my entire perception changed and it was very icky.
No.
But what do you have?
It's been making the rounds, a lot of quote tweets, a lot of people being like, oh my God. I'm not going to say who it is or the name or whatever, but this is the tweet in question, the content. Boys want arm candy.
Oh.
Men want someone who isn't on birth control, is loving, graceful, who wants to buy a farm, start homesteading, homeschool the kids, who's obsessed with cows and is dying to make fresh breast milk ice cream. And
I saw that.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's like, I'm fine. Like you can want a partner that's loving, grace, whatever. The birth control thing is fine. If you want to fail, that's fine. The dying to make fresh breast milk ice cream, that's such a finish. It's such a, like, it. I think it stuck the landing, but only because it landed in such a mucusy pile. You know what I mean? Like,
That's giving me the ick.
That's exactly the right thing, though.
Yeah.
It landed in the same vibe range as the mucus stuff.
It really did.
It's the exact same problem.
Yeah, there's other problems with this and the overall tone and probably the person themselves, but it's just like, whoa.
Yeah, no, that's a very common one that gets me in this vein is just random like hyper misogyny stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, I'm of the opinion of, you're allowed to prefer whatever traits and qualities you might want to have in a partner. If you're, marrying someone or committing to someone, whatever, you're allowed to like have that preferences.
Yeah.
But man, do some people have some crazy ass preferences.
Yeah.
and or some really concerning sounding, like, just, I don't know. It doesn't prove anything.
Yeah.
And I don't like come after these people or block them or anything, but like I might block them if I just don't want to hear this bullshit anymore. But some people will just, it's not people, some dudes will just say some shit where it's like, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah,
I don't know if anyone wants that breast milk ice cream. I think that's just you.
They'll say it with such confidence, too. They will stand, and people don't realize this. Social media is the equivalent of standing on a rock and shouting as loud as you can. Most of the time, people are going to ignore you, but a lot of the time, you might get a crowd around you. And so they just stand on this rock, and it's like, I love breast milk ice cream. I want someone to let me make it from them. Give me your like, it's like, holy shit, man. You don't need to scream it. That's an inside thought.
How many of these are serious versus how many of these are, you think, like they posted it like as a joke or just to get a rise out of people?
I think it's somewhat serious, but at the same time, it's like, well, do you really want to, unless you're like in the business of just trolling people in general, which tons of people are, it's like, do you want people to get that misconception? Parody's a fine line on the internet when it's just text. You could type /SRS all you want. Like, it doesn't always mean that it's going to work out that way.
I could totally see people typing stuff like that and just like, I'm going to post this as absolutely serious and see how many people think I'm serious just to get a laugh out of it. I could totally see a lot of people doing that.
Oh, so
I don't even think a lot of it is meant to be like humor or parody of any kind. My cynical side of my brain sees that, and it gets my gut reaction, but I basically never engage with it either because that's what they want. My cynical brain sees that and is like, well, this is just some dude who probably has some of the first like 2/3 of the list of things, probably exactly what he wants. He wants someone who's, submissive to him, calls him sir or whatever. All this, all the like classic stuff that the guys think happened probably did happen in the 1950s, and guys are like, I want that. That should be my life. Yes. But then the last like 2 or 3 things on the list are just to get reactions. It's just to catch those people who will see that and have a similar reaction to like the way we feel about it, or a harsher reaction, and they'll respond like they're going to debate with this person. And like, I get that urge, and I've fallen into that trap before. It's bait. I think we did an episode on that.
We should do another one.
I think it's literally just bait. The breast milk ice cream, bait. Bait to get people responding to be like, ooh, that's gross. Bait to set someone off who's like, well, all the rest of that is pretty classic, misogynistic men stuff, and I'm sure he'll find a girl that does what he wants. There's plenty of women out there who want that kept life or whatever. They want what they want. It's perfectly fine. But then the last one, breast milk ice cream, they're like, oh, not only is that offensive, that is fucking gross. And it's like, it's bait. It's bait. And it's probably not sincere.
Yeah.
But that's my cynical side. Is that all of that, all the claims at the end of the tweet, the last thing you read, if it makes you outraged, if it makes you ick, if it sounds like horrific or disgusting or is way worse than the rest of the stuff that's in the tweet, that's the bait.
Yeah.
What if breast milk ice cream is good?
I don't.
It's not.
I'm okay. There are certain experiences. A lot of people are like, oh, try everything. It's like, I'm okay not trying everything. I'm okay.
I mean, I can't say I've had breast milk ice cream, but I don't know if we've talked about this. I have a son now. He's a baby.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if I've mentioned this, but Mandy and I have a new baby. We're taking care of him. Unless you're too grossed out by it, when you have a baby and you're, especially because Mandy is breastfeeding him, you pump the breast milk, you have bottles in the fridge, you freeze it, whatever. You eventually taste breast milk as a parent because you have to make sure that it's like the right temperature, and it's, you dab it on the back of your hand, and then you're like, well, I don't want to wipe that on my shirt. I already have a bunch of spit up on my shirt. So I've tasted breast milk. It doesn't taste bad. But that is not a flavor that I think needs to be ice cream. I don't think ice creaming it will improve the flavor of breast milk very much at all.
Interesting
Maybe you just
point.
need to pasture. Oh, sorry, Mark.
No, what's wrong with me? I'm just trying to speak. I'm just gonna say that's an interesting point. That's it. You can go ahead.
It's just so hard to tell when you're talking because you cut out so much.
No,
Well, you didn't there, so that just sounded like you being upset.
will make me cut out dramatically. No,
I'm assuming your local recording's fine, so everyone listening's gonna think that we're an idiot. But yeah, for us, you're cutting out a lot.
All right,
We
well,
are all three one idiot.
yeah, true enough. All right. Well, any other ickables here?
What?
No, sorry, man.
Did you guys hear me?
That Brit dip here.
Yeah, no, that one was. Yeah, that's here.
Any other ickables on your radars?
That almost didn't work, but I got you.
I got it.
Okay.
I would say mine all focus around food, but I feel like the food ones are all similar for me too. So that's, and I'm not really a picky person about food, but there's some specific things.
I just don't like unexpected things. I don't like the unexpected sticky or stepping like in something wet. It's like, oh god, what did I step in? Like, I don't know, things like that give me the icks.
All right, this is a shitty take on my part.
I love
but
it.
it is a thing that gives me a little bit of ick, and it's I would never like tip a waiter less because this happened, but I find it off-putting when you're in a restaurant or you're otherwise in any sort of setting where you're dealing with like a waiter, a salesperson. In the hospital, when Mandy was in the hospital after the baby came, we dealt with a ton of nurses coming and taking care of us, and they were all excellent. Some people talk about personal stuff way too loudly and or in way too of a public location while they're like at work, especially around customers. This happened in the hospital. This nurse did not work our room or whatever, so I did not know this person, and I'm sure she's perfectly nice, and all the nurses were excellent at their jobs and did such a great job. But they were like at the nurses station at like 3 a.m, and I came out of our room to just like get some air, walk around a little, stretch my legs, and the nurses are at the nurses station talking super loudly about like how much travel nurses get paid and how much they're getting paid, and talking shit like, oh, well, I'm just gonna quit then. This is some bullshit, blah, blah, blah. And like talking a bunch of totally reasonable shit. I'm sure they don't get paid enough. I know that the situation with travel nurses, especially since the pandemic began, is frustrating. Travel nurses will just go around and work, at different hospitals for exorbitant pay because the hospital is desperately in need of any nurse to fill a shift, that sort of thing. I'm not saying anything they were saying was untrue or unfair, but I was like, dying, like a 2 hours of sleep over 3 days, like trying to deal with a newborn baby, trying to take care of Manny as she's recovering, all this stuff. And then they're out there like talking and laughing and being rowdy and talking shit about work at work, like 20 feet away from the door to my room where my new family is. And it's like, I don't begrudge you that at all. Work is tough in America and around the world. Work is tough. Income is tough. People are getting absolutely screwed and fired and or working the job that should be like 3 people, all this stuff. I don't begrudge that at all. But in front of me, when I'm like out of it and I was trying to just trying to get some air and get away from stuff, it just gives me that like, ugh.
Yeah.
Really? That loudly at 3 a.m. here on the maternity floor? Like, come on. Isn't it like a break room or something? I don't know.
I think I can understand that. I do understand that. It's like keeping it professional when it needs to be professional versus like it's like bedside manner kind of extends because if you can hear it from where your bed is, yeah, I think it might apply for bedside manner. I don't begrudge, like the medical industry is tough. And like you said, it's really, really hard, especially for overworked professionals. And it's not their fault that, insurance companies are gouging prices and making it extremely difficult to get basic care. They're fighting that fight. But at the same time, it's like professionalism anywhere.
Yeah.
Even if you were in Starbucks and all they were doing was like shitting about how terrible Starbucks was, it's like, I get what you're saying, but I'm uncomfy over here. I feel like I'm part of the problem and I ordered a coffee and it's my fault.
Yeah.
Like, I don't fault them for those thoughts and I totally applaud their ability to think those and talk about them. But it's also just like, I'm suddenly part of this conversation. I don't know what to do.
You're still supposed to have a professional demeanor in front of your customers or clients or whatever have you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like that's a thing that's going to happen, and I'm sure I've done that too. I'm sure Mark and I actually worked at the same rrestaurant for a while, and I've worked in restaurants and places, and that just happens because you work a lot and you're there, and sometimes you have conversations. There's just and I like feel like it's a shitty take on my part, like I'm just a judgy person, but I've had it happen a lot more in the context of like waiters in restaurants and salespeople, where it's like Okay, well, you were just over here being all super sweet and nice, and you're doing a fine job as a waiter, but also you're like talking shit about your ex-girlfriend, where my entire table, our whole section over here, can clearly hear you. That's a weird choice.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to be part of your personal stuff. I just want some, barbecue. And again, I don't begrudge them. Exes can be shitty. Life can be hard. Work is hard. It's totally fair, but it's just like in those settings, I don't know. Gives me a little ick. Makes me feel bad about myself, but it does give me a little ick.
Yeah, I hear you.
I thought of one that's not quite. I think it still qualifies as ick, but it's like a combination of feelings. When you're playing a video game or watching a movie or show, and like there's a long running character who like you've come to like really like a spoiler alert everybody, but like in the new Star Wars trilogy, Luke, and it's like you get to an episode, you get to one of the movies, and it's like, just don't kill Luke, just don't kill Luke. Come on, don't pull the trope of, oh, we gotta kill the old to bring in the new. Just don't do it. And then they do that. That makes me feel icky too. Whenever I know something like that's gonna happen, because it's like, oh, it's so predictable. They're gonna have to kill the old person that you really like because they got this new cast. They want to focus on them, so they gotta get rid of the old mentor. That trope and some tropes like that also give me the ick because one, I feel them coming, and two, it just gives you a bad. There's a lot of reasons to hate losing a character you like just because you feel like they feel like they have to do it. I don't know if it fully qualifies, but that makes me feel icky in a similar sense.
I would offer a counterpoint to that, because I do get what you're saying, and a lot of people are very divisive about that particular movie. But what it could offer is like, actors can't play those characters forever, and oftentimes those characters can have like this open-ended thing where they don't have a send-off and they don't have like a proper ending. And like I'm totally fine with characters having deaths in stories. I think it can go too far and in weird directions when, like with Game of Thrones, you just like do that for the wow factor of it all. But there are certain things, and the one thing I did like about Last Jedi is I kind of did like that death. But this is getting completely off topic. Like I did. It's something.
Even that one in particular, if you liked that one, just it happens so often where everyone feels like they have to kill the mentor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, so I'm just curious. Do you feel like it icks you because you feel like it's cliche? Like the movie maker just did this because it's what you're supposed to do, and you're like,
yeah, a lot of times, yes.
Or is it because like you love the character and then you feel angry, sad, icked because they killed off a good character and you don't like them?
Yeah, loving the character makes it hurt, but there's certain times where, like, even if I'm not super attached to a character, you just know it's coming. Like, you start playing a video game and, like, there's someone mentoring you and it's like, well, they're gonna die. Might as well not get attached. And then it happens, it's like, okay, well, I knew it was coming at least. It's I don't know, it happens so often and it's become so predictable. Like, even when, like I said, when watching The Last Jedi, it was like, don't do it. I know you're gonna do it. There's no way you won't do it, but don't do it. Just don't do it. And then like they give you the whole like, aha, oh, he's gonna die here. It's like, okay, well at least it's a cool last stand. He didn't die. He died. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like the tease there was just like a slap. I don't know. That whole movie was kind of a slap to the face.
I wouldn't say there's so much an ick though. It's more of a pet peeve, which I think is different.
That might be true. There's something about it where I guess whenever you're expecting it to happen and then it does happen, but you're hoping it won't happen, where you feel like that. Ugh. I don't know. It's that same ugh that comes out of my mouth when it does happen.
Yeah, I believe that's spelled EUGH, and we're looking for ICK. So,
I see.
Unfortunately, that brings us to a close, and Wade does not get points for that last one. Unfortunately.
Can't believe it.
Okay. Would you guys like
Unbelievable.
Would you guys like to know the tally?
No.
Yes, very much.
All right, the ayes have it. In last place, it's me with -3 points. I really did not do my best. I underperformed the whole time. I right out of the gate, I kind of hamstrung myself. So that's bad on my part. But the winner of this episode with a glorious 5 points, mostly just because I stopped counting points halfway through there, is Bob!
I thought you were going to say with 1 point because I stopped cutting points when Wade was at -1.
Boo! Boo! Wade is the rightful winner. I can't believe this.
I don't actually think so. He got -1 point in the
Wade
beginning.
should have won. I don't care what Mark's points were. Wade is the winner. Wade should always win.
Thank you, subreddit Bob. I agree.
He got 2, and then he got -1 for whatever offended me. What gave me the ick? Which I guess to the episode, I should actually make that 1 point.
Yeah, that seems like kind of a success.
Yeah, but even with that point, he wouldn't have it.
Well,
Because you stopped cutting points halfway through?
No, I counted point the whole way through. It's Bob! Congratulations, Bob!
all right.
Subreddit, help me!
They can't help you now. They've all got the ick. They stopped
World
listening.
Wade supremacy subreddit. Help me.
All right.
Ick subreddit, help me.
Bob, what is your winner speech?
I feel really good about this. One of my biggest fears in life is that I am a person who gives someone else in the world the ick. I'm sure it happens because I'm sure everyone gives someone else the ick in some way, because that's just how the world is. But if you think that about me, never tell me and stay away, and I can pretend like it doesn't happen.
Fair enough. Very fair. Wade, loser speech.
I know I've given you the ick. You know who you are out there, and I'm glad I did it.
Talk about Sneeman some more.
Thanks for hosting a great episode, Mark. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah. Sneeman, snot, snooze, sniz,
Schnit.
schnoop. Yep, all the above. Thank you, everybody, for listening. You can find us all at your various social media handles. LordMinion777, MyScrim, and myself, Markiplier. Be sure to follow this podcast forever and ever and ever. Be our BFFs forever, and we will never give you the ick again so long as you only follow us and no other podcast in the world. Thank you, and podcast out.
The unsolicited Pornhub contract arrived by special delivery. When opened, it was a very interesting time at the family home. Why would they offer you a fluffer job, Bob? And why does it have, due to your magnificent performance Monday, Bob? Bob was stunned into silence. Let us hope it does not affect his jocular verbosity next week on Distractible.